China's port city of Tianjin will host this year's SCO meet. Leaders from 10 Eurasian countries would meet and pave the way for better geopolitical integration. The Prime Minister of India and President of China will be meeting in China for the first time since 2020 Galwan border disputes and COVID pandemic caused both the dragon and the tiger to maintain freezing distance. Things were very different a decade ago. Prime Minister Modi was barely a year old in Delhi power corridors when he visited China and held meetings with President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Keqiang. That was May 2015. The trip served as a quid pro quo for Chinese leader Xi Jinping's late 2014 visit to India. He came to Modi's Ahmedabad in his first official visit to India. There was tremendous personal chemistry between the two leaders that paved the way for $20 billion in Chinese investment pledges as well as 12 different agreements for cooperation across various fields. Xi in return hosted Modi in his hometown, Shanxi. The selfie moment captured became iconic. They held wide-ranging discussions on matters like terror, boundary dispute and confidence-building measures at the summit-level talks.
We are two of the world's largest economies and among its fastest-growing major economies. We have enormous economic synergies. We also face similar challenges. We have some similar experiences. We have both seen differences in the pace of development in different parts of our countries. Our economic relations are growing rapidly. During President Xi's visit last year, we set for ourselves an ambitious plan to take our economic relations to a new level.
A year later, when the duo met again at the G20 summit in Hangzhou, the relations between the two Asian giants had been on a downward trajectory. Over China vetoing India's petitions to ban Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar in the UN Security Council, India cautioned China over the multi-billion-dollar China-Pakistan economic corridor being laid through POK. A month later, Xi Jinping was in Goa to attend the BRICS summit. Modi and Xi held fruitful discussions on key issues including terrorism, NSG and enhancing trade and investment. And then on June 16, 2017, the face-off on Dolam Plateau in Doklam area of Bhutan between India and Chinese soldiers started. Prime Minister Narendra Modi informally met President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Hamburg, Germany in July and had a conversation on a range of issues. But it was not a formal bilateral meeting between the two leaders as the atmosphere was not right for official dialogue between Modi and Xi. After 73 days, the Doklam face-off was resolved through diplomatic channels and Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping held a substantive bilateral meeting at Xiamen in September 2017. The course for a new forward-looking round of engagement anchored by fresh mechanisms to ensure calm at the borders was set. The two leaders reaffirmed their understanding that differences shouldn't be allowed to become disputes.
सीमा पर अभी भी देखा जाए तो तनाव है। तनाव मतलब स्थिति बेहतर हुई है लेकिन अभी भी गड़बड़ है। सेनाएं डिप्लॉयड है, 50,000 सैनिक डिप्लॉयड है। भारत अभी भी नज़र रखे हुए है। चीन भी अपनी डेवलपमेंट करता जा रहा है, नए नए बेसिस बनाता जा रहा है। तो ये सब देखते हुए एक तरफ चीन अपने भारत को घेरने की काम कर रहा है, दूसरी तरफ भारत भी सुरक्षा के हिसाब से काम कर रहा है। चौकस रहना पड़ेगा क्योंकि चाइना का इतना क्लियर नहीं रहता है हिसाब किताब। कहीं भी हम देखते हैं कि उनकी तैयारियां भी पीछे चल रही हैं, साथ साथ भारत को घेरने की भी तैयारी कर रहे हैं। श्रीलंका के साथ संबंध, बांग्लादेश के साथ संबंध, पाकिस्तान, म्यांमार, इसके अलावा बाकी जो देश हैं इनके द्वारा, जिसको स्ट्रिंग ऑफ पर्ल्स कहते हैं, भारत को घेरने का भी काम हो रहा है। यूनाइटेड नेशन में भी वो पाकिस्तान का साथ देते हैं। तो ऐसे में क्या हम इनके ऊपर पूरा भरोसा करें? आज भी कई बार वो अरुणाचल की बात छेड़ देते हैं, कई बार अपने गांव के नाम बदली कर देते हैं। तो ये भरोसा हम तभी कर सकते हैं, पूरा भरोसा तभी कर सकते हैं जब उनके व्यवहार में बदली हो। भारत तैयार है।
Roughly 6 months later, Modi-Xi's camaraderie once again made waves during the heart-to-heart summit in the central Chinese city of Wuhan in April 2018. They had a series of one-on-one informal interactions. Doklam wounds were still very fresh. Modi and Xi decided that they will issue strategic guidance to their respective militaries to strengthen communication and to build trust and understanding. A couple of months later in June, Prime Minister Modi went to the Chinese port city of Qingdao to attend the SCO summit of 2018. And then finally in August 2018, India got the Chinese side to reach an agreement to resolve the situation with the disengagement of border personnel at Doklam. A year later, Mahabalipuram was the grand host for the two giant leaders to meet, greet and talk. 2019 Chennai talks of the Modi-Xi was the second informal meeting and the last one held so far. The two leaders agreed that they need to work together to fight radicalization and terrorism as common challenges.
चेन्नई समिट में अब तक हमारे बीच द्विपक्षीय और वैश्विक मुद्दों पर महत्वपूर्ण विचार विनिमय हुआ है। वुहान स्पिरिट ने हमारे संबंधों को एक नया मोमेंटम और ट्रस्ट दिया। आज के हमारे चेन्नई कनेक्ट से दोनों देशों के बीच सहयोग का एक नया दौर शुरू होगा।
As the calendar turned its page, 2020 became the pandemic year of lockdown. India and China clashed at Pangong So in Ladakh. It all started in May 2020. On 7th September 2020, for the very first time in 45 years, shots were fired along the line of actual control, with both sides blaming each other. What started in Galwan in summer of 2020 spread to Pangong So and Gogra Hot Springs in 2021, and most recently to Demchok and Depsang in October 2024. In the past few months of 2025, both sides have made progress. Talks have resulted in pilgrim and tourist movement after years of frozen relationships. The two leaders haven't met on each other's soil since the 2019 meeting in Chennai, which was Xi Jinping's last India visit. June 2018 Qingdao was the last time Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in China. It has taken roughly 7 years for the two Asian giants to meet in either country.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.